Hey guys, my name's Kane, and in this video I'm going to be showing how we used a webinar to launch a brand new online coaching program that took 30k in revenue. I'm going to talk about the exact steps I took, how to think of the webinar idea, how I researched the market, and how we improved on the product after it was launched with the exact AI prompt I'm using. But before I show you how, let's talk about the big problem I see when it comes to launching a webinar of some kind. And that is they don't solve an urgent problem in their market. And the reason why they can't find that problem is usually because they slack in an important part of their entire process. And to put this important part into context, everyone knows the saying, when you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. And that saying is the reason why big companies will invest millions into this process before creating any kind of product. Because why would you bother investing in anything if you weren't certain? And that's why Gary Bencivenga, one of the greatest copywriters to walk this planet, has this maxim: great ads are built on great research. And the thing is, the minute I adapted this idea, I also found that other marketers would spend most of their time on this process. And for me, that was a big breakthrough in my skill, and it will be for you too. So now I'm going to show you how I've approached this whenever I've launched any online products of any kind, really, in this case specifically a webinar. Okay, so let's actually jump into what we actually did and go through all the different stages, right? So the first stage here is research. Of course, great ads are built on great research, and to do that we have to understand what the problems of the market is, what their desires are, and what their objections are. And what I kind of found when looking into the market, it was a lead generation problem that they was having. They were struggling to get consistent core sales for this product. So when I knew this problem, I started researching it a lot more, which led me on to stage 2. Stage 2 is confirmation. So now I found the problem, I need to confirm that. And how we confirmed that in this case was by just putting up normal story posts saying, hey, do you struggle with this problem here? Let me know. And then people would vote on that problem. Now, in this specific scenario, when we was creating this webinar, because it was a new product in a complete new market, not anyone that I've seen doing this anyway, so we're kind of lucky there. Like, coaching's been around for a while, but we didn't really see it specifically in this market. Please correct me if you see anyone in the PMU market. So this was kind of going off intuition, which means we had to validate that with story posts. So coming on from stage 2, that then led us on to the next stage, which is stage 3, double confirm by looking in adjacent niches. And the reason why I had to do this was because we was going off complete intuition, really. It was a new market and that no one had done coaching before anyway. We then looked at adjacent niches because, of course, coaching isn't a brand new thing. Like, it's been around for a while. So we took a look in the beauty industry as a whole and was like, okay, is there other coaches solving the same problem? And there was done for you services, there was agencies trying to solve this problem, and that was the confirmation for me. So I was like, okay, so we have the core problem now, and I've confirmed it through lots of research. I had a big Google Doc full of everything that I needed, and we was ready to go. And that's when we moved from stage 3 to the next stage, which is stage 4. And that, well, 5 apparently. Stage 4. And that is to think of your webinar idea. Now, when it comes to creating the actual webinar itself, it needs to be good. It needs to show that value up front and solve an urgent problem in the market, like I was talking about in the beginning. So for us, what was that urgent problem? And we knew that people were struggling with consistent core sales. So we had what we call a sales magnet post, and that is what we'd been using for years to generate leads for our Instagram. But nobody in the market had been doing this sales magnet post. And we thought, well, because this is a new program, why don't we give them this sales magnet post? This is going to get them loads of leads, and when they get all these leads, they're not going to be able to sell to them, which our product would be the next resolution to that problem. So it was the perfect lead magnet idea inside this webinar, and it was going to attract people. So the way that we kind of packaged this was, there was quite a few ways. We ended up going with, I'll drop my mic there, classic. So the way that we packaged this up was, we created this Instagram post here, and that was the secret to selling out any course with one social media post. And when we started speaking in the copy about this one social media post, we used our story, which I guess is the guru story, to say that, hey, I solved the problem in your market. I am relatable to you because I've solved a problem which potentially you're struggling with, and you can overcome it with this one post. So we're kind of ticking all the boxes here of creating a core problem and then having a lead magnet inside that webinar to give them lots of value up front, which is going to get them big results, which is then going to lead on to the next stage. And just to kind of fast forward to where we are, that lead magnet, someone joined the program and they made 10 grand off the lead magnet. And we've had plenty of other people from the sales magnet post, which is the lead magnet inside the webinar, get so many amazing results. So now we're moving on to stage 5, which is to create demand with your waitlist. And to give you some context behind this, when you've probably heard the stories of when Tesla, they've launched products to waitlist, so people are actually buying the product before they even create them. And that is because, why would you want to put the time, effort and energy into creating something if nobody wants it? And that comes back to, you know, great research. If you do your research properly and have some kind of confirmation, when you create demand with your waitlist, then it's probably going to be successful. But on the off chance that it isn't successful, you want to minimize the risk, so you're able to launch something that people actually want. So that's why once we launched it to social media with this new idea, we created a wait list to see if people would actually sign up. And when people signed up to the wait list, there's a simple opt-in page that we was using on the website. So it was just answering the skepticism and having a couple fascination bullets. It was really some short copy there to get people onto the wait list, and it worked. I think we ended up having like over 20 signups in the first day, I'm pretty sure, but it was enough confirmation and people were messaging on the account as well. So for us, that was like, yes, people want this, people want to hear about this, and we know that people need this problem. So now we've created the demand with the waitlist, we launched the webinar, we've done the product, that was great. So that is pretty much how you can validate an idea and launch a coaching program after. If you have any questions, please like and subscribe. And if you tell me what other questions you have, then I'd be happy to make more videos on that. Now we kind of moving on to the next stage. So now we actually created the product. What I found is, whenever you launch something, you're never 100% sure on what people's true problems are. You kind of just go off intuition. But then when you actually launch the product, you then have a second set of problems that people come up with. And that is why we come on to stage 5, which is listen to your customers. Because once you start listening to your customers, you're going to uncover a whole host of problems that you didn't even know about before, where you end up taking your marketing in a complete different direction. And as promised at the beginning of the video, here is the AI prompts that I'm using. I'm going to zoom out here if you want to take a screenshot of it. I'll zoom in a little bit closer, and then here I'll just scroll up and down. I'm not going to read it all out to you guys. I'll just go like that so you can pause the screen and paste it into AI. So yeah, that pretty much is it. That is how we launched a brand new coaching program to a market, validated the idea, and then found more problems after we launched it. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and thanks for your time.